There is a nutrient that 97% of people who are watching this video do not get enough of in their diet, and we're going to fix that in the next few minutes. Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Drew Ramsey. I'm a psychiatrist and I'm a nutritional psychiatrist. So I'm very focused on what you eat and how it affects your mental health and your brain health and what we can do at every meal to really upgrade and optimize our mental fitness. In this video, we're going to get into why potassium is so important. Was that surprising? You didn't think maybe I was going to say potassium is a really critical, vital, important nutrient? Do you know that your cells have 50 times more potassium than the amount that's in your blood? Every single nerve impulse, everything that's happening right now, everything I'm saying, everything that you're receiving, all of the nerves working there, they depend on potassium. Every heartbeat you have depends on potassium. It's actually, as you get older, one of the things you'll note if your potassium is low, a lot of times that's what'll trigger a little bit of a heart arrhythmia, like atrial fibrillation. And now something has happened about potassium that I want to tell you about. I'm going to read you a quote from Eat Complete. This is a book that's all about brain nutrition. It was my first nutritional psychiatry cookbook. The Institute of Medicine Food and Nutrition Board said it really clearly. With the advent of the Western diet, the potassium sodium ratio has become reversed. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that as we eat more and more calories from ultra processed foods, that almost always means we're getting more and more sodium. And at the same time, as we eat fewer and fewer natural foods, and we're going to talk about the top ones that actually have twice as much potassium as a banana. We're going to talk about those in a few minutes, but we eat less of those foods. And it's interesting because our bodies, our kidneys actually are evolved to excrete potassium. We usually eat so much of it, we've got to get rid of it. And as the Food and Nutrition Board says, that's gotten reversed by how we're living today. So a lot of ways, this video and a lot of the work in nutritional psychiatry and what you'll see in my books is asking you to really invert this, right? Get back to being an eater who's getting lots and lots of natural sources of potassium and not getting the things from processed foods like sodium and all the other bad stuff that really is driving part of our health epidemic and impacting your mental health. So let's get into the potassium foods that I find really, really compelling and exciting. You can find this information in Eat Complete. I go over the 21 most important nutrients for brain health. And then I think most importantly, what foods do we find this in? And this really gets to the heart of this issue and what this video is all about. A lot of times when I'm out speaking to the general public or even to clinicians or psychiatrists, I find we all know these nutrients that are important, right? Omega-3 fats, magnesium, potassium, but we don't know what foods to find them in. And that really sets us up to feel like anxious that we're not getting enough of them. And boy, when we don't know where to get them, we're going to take a supplement. Now, supplements, that's another conversation for another video, but I've really always been interested in the idea that we can get the nutrients we need for our brain health and our mental health from picking the right foods. And so let's talk about the top foods for potassium, because so often people have a banana and nothing else. And we want to have a long list of foods that we know are great. And I've got them right here. This is actually the core data we used in writing some of my books. And I think let's just start with number one, because it's going to surprise you. Twice as much potassium as a banana is a potato, a baked potato. Can you believe that? We're going to talk more about potatoes and why they're great for you in another video, but potassium is one of those nutrients you get a lot of in a potato. In fact, you get 20% of your daily recommended allowance, almost 926 milligrams in a medium potato. Now, as you're doing the math there, wow, that's a lot of potassium. You need 4,700 milligrams, 4,700 milligrams of potassium every day. And a banana just has 422 milligrams, right? That's just giving you 9% of your daily need, meaning you'd need more than 10 bananas to get your daily potassium need. So where are we going to find it? So potatoes are an amazing source. Other top sources are going to be spinach, black beans. There's a little way that both potassium and magnesium, another one of our favorites, are important. And I just remember beans and greens. And as I'm thinking about that rhyme, you're always going to hear in my videos, seafood, greens, nuts and beans, and a little dark chocolate. You can see that magnesium and potassium in particular are in these core food categories that are so important for nutritional psychiatry. Another couple of favorites, one that every brain foodie loves, and are in recipes throughout my books and always on my Instagram, are the avocado. And avocado is incredible. It's got 708 milligrams of potassium, dialing in about 15% of your recommended daily allowance. And then, of course, and this is one of my favorites, don't forget white beans. White beans are incredible when it comes to potassium, almost as much as a potato. And so if you're looking at a meal and you've got some potatoes, you've got some white beans, you've got some spinach, wow, it is like supercharged with potassium. Everybody, I hope this video helps you get more potassium in the whole foods in your diet. I hope it helps you make some of these great choices. Just to go over top foods again: potatoes, sweet potatoes, beans, particularly white beans and black beans, greens, spinach is a really top one. And thinking about this important nutrient, every thought, every heartbeat depends on it. So make sure that you're getting it in your diet. Everyone, I'm Dr. Drew Ramsey. Sign up for our free newsletter. Comes out every Friday, Friday Feels, to get more of this information, and check out Eat Complete if you're looking for recipes that are packed with potassium and the 21 top nutrients for mental health. I'll see you soon.